Hi, today I'm going to talk about friendly selectors on Squarespace. As we know, Squarespace adds unique IDs on elements and general classes on elements, but it's very hard to have consistent stuff targeting. Let me show you. Let me open the console. You probably know what I'm talking about. So you see ID, ID, ID. It's obvious. And from a CSS perspective, this is very hard to keep consistency on. It's good for fast change if you have something simple, but if you want to maintain the same thing over and over, then you need classes, you need stable classes, you need a class that will stay the same even after I modify the element and the ID is changed. That's why I've developed a plugin to have stable classes. It just adds another class on an element and you can reuse it and create reusable components. It's easy to install and one can add a class to the page, to the entire page. For example, you have certain pages and you want to use CSS only on that page. You add the CSS on that page and then you target elements, or if you want to reuse some stuff on multiple pages, you can categorize as page with features X or how you want to identify, and you can add a class to 3 or 4 pages. So you can add one or more classes to the page, to the entire section, in front of an element, to a parent element, or to parent backwards element. Let me show you how easy it is to install. Here's an example of how it will work. Basically, you use the code block and you add custom HTML and it appears like this. This is in front of what I've spoken about, this in front of subscribe form. So this form down here will have subscribe form and you can reuse it on other pages. Then we have here an example. The parent of this element will have article. The parent element will have article and sidebar container. Let me show you how to install it. We go to installation, control panel, and here is in advanced. But let's first add a custom CSS because it's simple. One just goes design, custom CSS, and paste. I recommend to add it at the bottom. You can first add other classes, other CSS before this. Click save. Now one step for the CSS is done. And the next step is to add it to the footer. This is Squarespace 7.0, but it's the same on 7.1. Settings, advanced, code injection, and footer here. Copy this, and again at the bottom But if you have some code that, let's say first, if you have some code that depends on these friendly selectors, I recommend you to add this code before that. So we run here, if I want to add a script that depends on a friendly selector, let's assume we have jQuery, my selectors, they'll have color red. You understand what I mean? You first need to add the code that will turn the elements to friendly selectors, and then you add a code that depends, the code that targets those friendly selectors. Okay, now we've installed it. It's just easy, 2 steps. You add in custom CSS and add in the footer on code injection. Now it's the interesting part. You'll see how they appeared in a control panel. We'll go to this file index.html, and here we have those five options. I've talked about page and the other 4. Let's add page first. This is a little special. I prefer to add it in code injection of a page, friendly selectors, here, advanced, and here we have 2 pages. Tag page, no negative margin. You see, first we target a page, and now we can add additional classes to target on different stuff. We click save. Let's get the URL. Let's paste it. And now we should see those 2 classes at the bottom. And here they are. No negative margin and tag page. And you can understand, you can scale this in many situations, and you can play with CSS very well. And even if you have some JavaScript code, you can create reusable components. I've developed such components, and it's very easy to reuse them. So this is the page selector. I also use a lot this one, and now you'll see how it appears. You click edit, friendly selector. Let me see the add button, code, and this is the fun part. Look how it appears. So it's also useful in the control panel. You can see clearly what. Let me add heading, type B, and let me add a class to the parent. Parent heading type B. Now just save, and let's refresh. Let's see where the classes have been put. Now you see this one, because we have elements close one to each other, they're grouped into a set the same parent. But this is no problem because this is a simple example and you probably get the point how you can use these classes, and this will stay the same even when I refresh other parts of the code, so the class is stable. Then on the upper parent, we see on the parent of this element, we have on the parent of where we put that code, we have the class here, and also they can contain two classes, not just a single class, so it's also great. Then you can imagine how the parent work will be on a parent up. Let's just use it because it's fun to use them. You can use them in the same code block, but I prefer to create another one. I kind of feel it's more stable this way, but they probably work the same. And you see they have different colors, so they're very easy to notice in control panel. And yeah, as I said, it's here on the other parent upwards. And here we have the section. Let's also add the section, so one can have different sections. It's also great for reusable. If you've played with CSS, you know how great this is. I've waited for this stuff, and that's why I developed it, and I was really impressed by what you can do with it. I can place this code wherever I want, but to keep a kind of hierarchy, let me add it here, and it will add a class to the entire section. Newsletter section, let's say it type B dot section. It depends how you want to format your classes. And now it should appear here, and here it is, type B section, and as well it can contain two more. It can contain one or more classes. Thank you for watching. I think this is it. Let me recheck. Yes. And if I delete some stuff or change this, it will all work the same. It'll keep its stability. Yeah, lasting selectors, yes. I think I've covered all the five. And this is how you can use the friendly selectors from GitHub. It's here. You can just type on Google Squarespace Friendly Selectors. I think it will appear. Yeah, here it is on GitHub. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and hit the like button and subscribe for more Squarespace videos and general IT stuff. Bye bye. Have a great day again.